Alright, what is up YouTube? HPJ here, and I am coming at you guys because we're going to be looking at one of the many archetypes that will be introduced in the next deck building setup for the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG and OCG. So as we were told a few weeks back, the game will be getting another deck building series, and this one is going to be known as Secret Slayers. We have a rock attributed archetype, a rock type archetype. We have a zombie archetype and a plant archetype. So they have unveiled the first of the archetypes, and it is having to be the rock theme, which is based off of the gemstone Adamatia, which, as we all know, is a series of gemstones that are actually crystals, and they're really, really beautiful looking crystals. If you haven't seen them, actually look up the Adamantite monster. Well, Adamantite cards. I mean, not cards, but the Adamantite gem. For these guys are going to be named the Adamatia. The Adamantia are pretty much a combination of rock type monsters. A lot of them have a similar effect to the Sylvans, in which they can excavate the top cards of their deck and then apply their effects based on non-tuner rock type monsters, as well as being able to special summon them. So you get a good flow between them, both as rock type monsters and in monsters who focus on being rock type monsters. So I'm gonna stop wasting time. We're actually gonna look at the first couple of monsters. So we have pretty much an array of tuners. This is Adamantia, no, Adamantia Seeker, level 2 Earth Attribute Rock type monster, tuner, 1200 attack, 1000 defense. You're going to use the first and second effect of Adamantia Seeker once per turn each. If you control an Adamantia monster, except for Adamantia Seeker, you can summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if there are any non-tuner level 4 or lower rock type monsters among them, you can special summon one of them to the field and place all the other cards at the bottom of the deck in any order you choose. Next up is Adamanta Researcher. She's a level 2 Earth Attribute Rock type tuner monster with 100 attack, 2100 defense. You only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. If you control a rock type monster except for Adamantius Researcher, you can special summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can activate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if there are any non-tuner level 4 or lower rock type monsters, you can special summon one of them to the field, and the rest of them will go to the bottom. The rest of the cards will go to the bottom of the deck in any order. Next up is the Adamantia Analyzer, level 4 Earth Attribute Rock type monster tuner with 1500 attack, 700 defense. You only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. If your opponent controls a monster, if only your opponent controls a monster, you can summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can escalate the top 5 cards of your deck. And if there are any non-tuner level 4 or lower monsters, you can choose one among them and summon it to the field. All other cards will go to the bottom of the deck in any order. Next up are the non-tuner monsters, and we have Adamantia Krista, Leonite. This level 4 rock attribute fire type. Rock type fire attributed monster. 0 attack, 2200 defense. You're going to use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. If this card is special summoned by the ways of an Adamantia card, you can place one Adamantia card from your hand or graveyard to the top of your deck. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one fire synchro monster you control, or in your graveyard, return it to the extra deck, and if you do, place this card on top of your deck. Then we have Adamantia Crystal Raptati. It's a level 4 wind attribute rock type monster, 0 attack, 2200 defense. You're going to use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. If this card is special summoned by the Adamantia card, you can place one rock type monster from your hand or graveyard to the top of your deck. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one wind synchro monster you control or in your graveyard. Return that card to the extra deck, and if you do, place this card on top of your deck. Next up is Adamantia Dragonite, level 4 water attribute rock type monster, 0 attack, 2200 defense. You only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. If this card is still summoned by the effects of an Adamatia card, you can draw one card. If this card is in your graveyard and you control a water type synchro monster, or one in your graveyard, return it to your deck, and if you do, place this card on top of your deck. Then we have the synchro monsters, who will have the kanji for Rise in their name. I guess a play on pun of their monsters there. So we have Adamatia Rise Leonite, level 6, fire attribute, rock type monster, synchro. 2400 attack, 2200 defense, 1 tuner, 1 or more non-tuners. You're going to use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. During your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck. If there are any Adamatia cards among them, you can add one of them to your hand and place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. During your opponent's turn, if there's a fire monster in your graveyard, quick effect, you target one rock monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Next up is Adamatia Rise, Raptitai, level 6 wind attribute, rock type monster, 2200 attack, 2800 defense, 1 tuner, 1 or more non-tuners. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. During your main phase, you can activate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if any of them are a rock monster among them, you can add one of them to your hand, place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. During your opponent's turn, if a wind monster is in your graveyard, quick effect. You can target one card your opponent controls, banish it. And then we have Adamancia Rise Dragonite, level 8 water attribute, rock type monster, 3000 attack, 2200 defense, 1 tuner, 1 or more non-tuners. You only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. During your main phase, you can activate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if there is a rock monster among them, you can return cards your opponent controls to their hand up to that amount. Also, place the excavated card on the bottom of your deck in any order. If there's a water monster in your graveyard, when your opponent activates a spell trap effect, you can negate the activation. If you do, destroy it. Then we have the field spell for the Adamantite. This is Adamantite Raputite. Field spell. All rock monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. Once a turn, you can look at the top 5. You can take up to 5 Adamantite cards in your deck and place them on top of your deck in any order. Then we have the normal spell, Adamantite Sign. Target one rock monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. Then, if you special summon an Adamantite monster's effect, by this effect, you can place one level 4 or lower rock type monster from your deck on top of your deck. Then we have the trap card. We have Adamantite Relives. Tribute any number of Adamantite monsters and target any number of cards on the field +1 and destroy them. Then we have Adamantite Resonance. Counter trap card. If you control an Adamantite Synchro monster, when a monster's effect is activated, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. And then the reprint for these guys is Doki Doki. Getting reprinted. So, pretty much this is just the surface of the rock monsters, and not a bad selection of monsters. Pretty much a combination of Sylvan plus special summoning capabilities, not to mention the fact that their synchro monsters aren't too bad either. And because of how this deck operates, it's not too hard to... It seems like it's not going to be too hard to place rock monsters in the graveyard or have that advantage to place those rock type monsters in the graveyard. But let me know what you guys think about the Adamantite archetype and the support of rock monsters that it will be giving. So leave all your thoughts in the comment section below if you have any. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys next time. HBJ signing out. Take care.